Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Even If Project podcast. I'm your host, Christina, and today is going to be a little bit of a more tender and heavier episode. But I do have my coffee, I have my Bible nearby, and today I just want to slow down with you for a minute and just chat with you about something. Nothing fancy, nothing polished, just a moment to just breathe together. But like always, before we get into it, I'm not a Bible expert. I'm not a theologian. I'm just somebody that loves God, loves his word, and just wants to keep growing in it right here with you. So if I ever say something that just doesn't sit right with you or that you don't agree with, just send me a message, send me a comment. We can just talk about it and work through it and grow together. But let's settle in for a moment. And I just want to talk to, everybody can go through this at some point, but I just want to talk to the person who feels like they're walking through this dark time. The person that wakes up heavy, the one who's overwhelmed or scared or unsure or hurting or just tired of being tired. You know, when you feel that invisible weight on your chest and you don't know how to explain it to anybody? Or the world feels loud and unsafe and heavy and dark, and your thoughts just won't slow down long enough for you to breathe. That's where I feel like I'm at right now. That's who I want to sit with today. And maybe that's you, and maybe that's not you. Maybe you're not in this crisis, but something inside you feels unsettled. Or maybe something happened recently that you just can't stop thinking about. Or maybe it feels darker than usual and you just don't know what to do with all of it. Can I just tell you something simple but important? It's okay if you're not okay. For some reason, I think we put this persona, and it's probably social media, to be honest, but we put this persona on being Christian and being religious and believing in God and believing in Jesus that we have to slap a smile on our face at all times and say things like, God's got this and I'm fine, or it could be worse, or we have to be joyful 24/7, or act like nothing's bothering us, or that we have our lives perfectly in order, or that we have it all together. And I think that's also why I want to record this episode, because I wasn't planning on recording this. My husband was sitting here with me a little bit ago, like 30 minutes ago, and asking me what he can do to help me get through this moment. And I honestly told him cartoons. I just, I love cartoons. I feel like they're so mindless and they're so happy all the time, most of the time. That's probably why I just love watching TV with my son when we do watch TV together. But I also told him that I think I kinda just wanted to record a podcast. Like, I wanna just record an episode just to show people that it's okay. And I know I don't sound as cry anymore. I mean, I'm hoping that I don't, but if you are on YouTube and you're seeing the visual effects, you obviously know that I've cried through my mascara, no makeup on, it's just been a morning. But sometimes as a Christian, you don't feel fine. Sometimes your heart hurts, sometimes your faith feels shaky, sometimes you're scared, sometimes you're carrying something so heavy and just pretending, and it just feels like you're lying. And I just wanna say God does not ask you to pretend. He doesn't need you to look strong for him. He doesn't need you to swallow your emotions. He doesn't need you to hide the tears or hide the fear. He meets you in the middle of your real, actual messy feelings. Recently, and I'm trying not to cry again, I'm sorry. I've heard of this stuff before in the past. I mean, I used to be a 911 dispatcher before we moved, and so you hear things on the other end of the line that just stick with you, and they give you nightmares, and you can't stop thinking about it. I mean, there's calls that I still to this day think about constantly. I've heard about these things that happen with children and animals and all this stuff, and I know a lot of us have probably heard stories about this. So I'm not oblivious to it by any means, but I just don't like hearing about any of it anymore since being out of being a dispatcher. I didn't have this issue where if I hear something, I can't get it out of my head. I literally replay it for years and years and years, or even days. It doesn't have to be that long or that dramatic, but it's hard for me to hear things anymore. And recently I heard some awful things that happen to kids, and they're more in detail than I ever wanted to know about, just things that happen to them and things that they get told to do and they follow through with these things. And I'm not going to repeat any of it. My heart can't take this twice, and I'm not going to put that weight on you either. I'm trying really hard not to cry through this. I'm sorry. It just hurts my heart. And I know being a mom probably affects that even more. But even if you're even a dad, you probably understand that too. But it just shook me. I feel sick and I feel angry and I feel scared. And I just feel this deep heartbreak that I don't even know what to do with. And I just find myself thinking, like, God, this is too much. Like, this world feels too dark and I can't hold on to this by myself. And even if you're going through something even worse than this, you might be saying these same things. Maybe you felt that too, the sense of darkness closing in a little, the moment where it just feels like evil is louder than good, that ache that you just don't know how to fix. But here's what I've realized as I sat with God in this heaviness this morning is that He wasn't waiting for my moment to feel better. He wasn't waiting for me to get over it. And He's still not waiting for these. He's not waiting for me to shift into positive thinking. He's here, right here, in my heaviness, in my fear, in my tears, which there's been a lot of, in my anger, in my confusion. You don't have to climb out of this hole of darkness to find God. He walks into it with you. In Psalm 34:18, it says, God is near to the brokenhearted. Not after you heal, not after you stop crying, not after you pull yourself together, right in the heartbreak, right in the middle of the darkness, right in the night before the morning comes. There's no version of you that God avoids. Not the overwhelmed version, not the scared version, not the exhausted version, not the confused version, not even the numb version. He is close to you right now, closer than you feel and closer than you think. And you might be asking, if he's so close, why does it still feel so dark sometimes? And I must say, I always believe that God doesn't give you anything that he knows you can't handle. He always gives you things that he knows that you can handle and will better yourself with. But the presence of God doesn't always erase the darkness instantly. Sometimes his presence just means you're not walking this alone. Have you ever been in a dark room or gone in a dark room and you felt scared, but then you go into a dark room with somebody else and there's somebody beside you? It's still dark. It's still that same darkness as when you were alone before, but it still feels different. You're steadier, you're braver, you feel more at peace. I mean, you're still scared, but you know you're not going to get lost. That's what his presence is like. If you're walking through a dark time, just breathe. Literally, just breathe. Breathe slowly, really slowly. Say one simple prayer, even if it's just, God, please be here with me. Talk to someone safe. Let one person know that you're not okay. Let them be there for you. Cry if you need to. Like I said, I've cried all morning, and I'm so glad that I'm getting through this without crying even more. But tears aren't weakness. They're showing that you care enough. Limit what you're taking in. Your heart has capacity. Do one grounding thing, whether that's walking outside or drinking extra water or sitting in the sun, and open your Bible, even if it's just a whisper, a verse, a sentence, anything. Just remember that your dark seasons don't last forever. They shift, they soften, they soften, they pass. You're not meant to carry the world alone. You're meant to carry the moment and give the rest to God. Even when you feel numb, even when you feel like you lost your grip, even when you feel like faith is tiny, God is still holding you. You don't hold him up, he holds you. And nothing, not your fear, not your sadness, not the darkness around you, not the darkness in the world, not the heaviness going on in political stuff and whatever else, not the exhaustion inside you, nothing can pull you out of his hands. So if today feels heavy, if your world feels darker than usual, if you're scared or overwhelmed or exhausted, I just want you to know this. You're not weak, you're not failing, and you're definitely not alone. It's okay to be going through a dark time. It's okay to not feel okay. And the God who sees you, loves you, and walks with you is right here, right now, in this very moment. He's never going to leave you. If you listen this far into this episode, thank you so much for sitting with me in this space. Thank you for letting me be honest and vulnerable with you guys and just slowing down with me today. I know this is a shorter episode, but like I said, I was chatting with my husband. He was trying to figure out how he could help me. And I honestly just felt like I needed to do this episode, even looking the way I do, because I hate that there's this persona around Christian and around faith and around Jesus that you have to have it all together at all times, because you don't, and we don't, and we need to be more open about that. But just know that he's always here for you. I'm always here for you. If you need somebody to talk to, just message me or comment. I will do whatever I can to be here for you. If this episode brought you a little peace to your heart, or you think it might bring that same peace to somebody else, just share it with someone that needs that same reminder. Even if it's not this podcast, even if you find somebody else's podcast, or even if you find something like a gift that you can give to somebody that might help them, just help them. And if you're new here, I'm so sorry that this is the episode you landed on. I know this is a heavier one. Like I said, I'm glad that I just got through this without crying through the whole thing. We have a virtual Bible study that meets every week. You can join that if you want to. There's a sign-up sheet and then just daily reflections and encouragement and devotions and all of that over on our Instagram at the Even If Project. But just always remember that he's with you and you're not alone in your dark times. I love you all. I'm praying for you all, whether you think that I am or not, I am. And I will see you next time.